G'day everybody, it's Friday and it's coming up to Easter, and if you celebrate that, happy Easter everybody. Hope you're going to have a great weekend and all those sorts of things. The time is rocketing by, only 12 days till the end of the month, and I reckon I'll get there. Anyway, I haven't had a good look at the tracker, I just turned it on then. I try to get this up before 6:30 each night, but anyway, we're here. I haven't seen a lot of action on Facebook, so we've had a few things going on in the background, but nothing really of dramatic news to report, which is always a good thing. So I'll get straight into the tracker, even though there's not a lot of people there yet. G'day, Adine. Got a few people popping up on YouTube and stuff. But that'll be in the replay. So anyway, we'll see if this works today. It seems to be going right. So if I hit that, you should get the tracker. Yep. And now I've got the tracker. I'll just tidy it up. There's Voodoo Marina. We don't talk about the sponsors here that much. That was Voodoo Marina, which is where we're going in Fiji, which is absolutely fantastic. They're great supporters. We've known them for a long time. And it's probably one of the best marinas in the South Pacific. I mean, it's a fantastic spot, which you'll see. Plastimo, long-time supporters of the 580 class and all the bits and pieces that we do. E-propulsion outboards, they're pretty cool. They're good outboards, biggest capacity batteries. Quantum sails, they're all one design. Everyone's got quantum sails, and they're pretty good. Boat Shed, they hang around and provide a lot of party stuff for us, which is good. Marina Rubicon in Lanzarote, fantastic. They give us their berthing there, which is great. Marina Lagos, where it all starts from, heads out of Portugal on the way across the Atlantic. South Atlantic self-steering gears, there's only a few of them in the fleet, but they're still pretty good if you look after them. NV, which is Dodges, long story, but Trek has got one of the best Dodges in the fleet, and that's where it came from, NV in the Pacific. In France, National Sailing Academy in Antigua, you know about that. Citran, that's Institute of Transcendental, or MND, set in Sheffield. Back to Voodoo again. So that was a quick rundown of what's there. So here we go. Some interesting stuff going on with Popeye and John up there. For a minute there, I thought they were going to go to Ecuador. Maybe they still are. I'm not sure, because there's some challenging weather ahead for those guys. But they're still hanging in the breeze right now. And hopefully they're on the right timeline. Yep, 1600. So that's pretty good. And the rest of the fleet going down here. You can see it got quiet at the back. They've got a reasonable breeze going forward. It's getting stronger, so the leaders might pull away a little bit, but we can look at the weather there shortly. I'll put the equator in just to give you the perspective of what's going on right through the Galapagos, and we'll start at the back of the fleet to give you an idea of what's on the go here. They did a bit of a zigzag there. In fact, I'll blow it up and see it, because the last time I was looking, they had been coming down the track here, and for whatever reason, because the breeze is the same, they must be tacking downwind, they took off this direction towards Ecuador. And I thought, maybe they've seen what's coming with the weather and thought, let's get out of here. Because see all this breeze, you're about to see the difference in timing. When our fleet left Panama, you remember they had a great run. They just rocketed out of there with huge currents coming around the corner to give them a kick. And now if we look at the currents, it's sort of come back a little bit, but it's still heading out to the west. Whereas our fleet came down there and they rode the currents, which was really strong for nearly a week. And now that's all gone. So now the boys are in a bit of a current here, but it's not as strong. But they're going to have challenges with the wind shortly. So come back to the wind. And if I blow it up again, you can see... No, I won't blow it up, I'll go down. You can see what's happening. This relatively light trade wind just hooking around the corner. There's a system right down the bottom. So it's coming up and it's splitting right on the edge. And it's going to turn into headwinds for them. So they're riding this band of northeasterly winds coming down. But then it's funny, I didn't notice it yesterday because I was thinking, there's not much breeze out here. But now this wind has come up and it's going to be right on the nose. So they've only got, let's see how far they've got, another day of this following breeze. If it takes it to there, and if we watch that progress, if I now just move that forward a couple of days, we'll see what's happening. So as it's going forward, it's still a bit following, but then Here we go. This is the 19th. So this is 24 hours later. So in 24 hours, they're going to go through this quiet bit. It's going to swing down the side, but then it's going to come on the nose, and it's going to be right where they want to go. It's not strong, probably 5 to 10 knots, which could be a good thing, because if you've got headwinds, it's nice to have light ones because you can just sort of tack away in the calm seas. There'll be a bit of a following breeze. A bit of a following current, if we look at the currents there, it's a following current. Okay, so you don't want to have a strong headwind, because if you have a strong headwind, it's wind against current, and they really sits up, but it's very light, so I don't think you'll notice that too much. It's still conflicting, and then when they get into the headwinds here, the current is going with the wind. So that keeps the sea reasonably comfortable, and it's about 1.5 meters, a meter to 1.5 meters it will probably be. So it's not dramatic, but it's just annoying for them because it'll slow them down considerably when that starts to take effect. So that wind they've got there is on the 19th, this time tomorrow. So they'll be in here somewhere, and then if we keep that moving forward, you'll see that it's just all headwinds, because they want to go this way, which is right into the breeze. And probably what I would be doing if I was them at that stage, I'd just tack over onto Port Tack. Hang on a sec. It's hooking around, so that'll be, that's not so bad. You get here, and which way do you go? You tack across here, and you've got to remember the rum line's going down in this direction. So you'll still be better off when it goes headwinds to tack onto Port Tack and start heading across on the rum line, to get back where you want to go. If you go the other way, you're going to be coming exactly 90 degrees away from the mark, which is the Marquesas. So that's a bit pointless. So there's no case coming over here. So they'd go Port Tack and let's see what happens. And let's just see how it goes. That's on the 20th. So there's 2 days, just very light. But there's not a lot to go. Well, when it's there, well, you can see it's just going to be light, frustrating weather, probably rain and clouds and things like that. So not so good for the boys compared to our fleet when they left 3 weeks before. But John's doing 4.4 knots, 50-mile day. That's 50 miles against the rum line over the other side. And Mike, 40 miles. That right? Nope, I've got to come back one more. We're starting to separate the fleet a little bit and come back to the weather real time now. And as we discussed yesterday, guys at the back have got big patches of blue. In the middle, it's a bit more average, and the leaders have got more breeze. So Reynolds still sitting in the solid stuff. Kerry's got a little bit lighter. Dan's got breeze. So is he on time? Yes, they're all on time. So that's good. Okay, back here to Gary, 4.7 knots, 115-mile day. So they're still moving, so that's good, because sometimes this graphic's not right. We use it as an indicator, but there's not a lot of stations out there reporting, as we mentioned a few times in the past. 116-mile day for Josh compared to 115, so they're pretty much on a par, 4.4 knots. Jasmine is, they're in a bit of a pack here, so maybe someone's slowing up at the front. 130 miles for Jasmine. She certainly looked happy on her video clips. 129 for Jacob, 123 for Adam, and I forget Mark, and Ayrton's 119. Isn't that funny? They're all about one knot slower, and 140. Oh boy. Okay, so Christian's roaring away. I didn't check their timelines. Oh no, that's why. 12 o'clock. Okay, so Ayrton's on 12 o'clock, but the others, I think, 14. 16. So there's a bit of a traffic jam, basically. So Jasmine's really hooking along there, and the others have all gone a little bit slower. So she's actually caught up, which is kind of fun when you think about it. And the only one there, Ayrton's, he should be 4 hours ahead, but I don't know why they get picked on, but there you go. And Christian is the one that got the distance. He's really flying 140 mile a day, and you can sort of see that. There's patches there. There's not much wind there. There's not much wind there, so it's a bit patchy. And I think it's possibly the breeze, or maybe good sailing. Maybe Christian's just going for it. But anyway, it's a bit of a traffic jam. So 5.1 knots for Jasmine, Jacob 5.1 knots, Adam 4.9 knots, and Mark, who he's just chuffing along 5.3, and Ayrton 4.6, having too much fun again, but 5.5, so nearly a knot faster for Christian. Jane put a little video clip together of Captain Coconut, Popeye, which is kind of interesting if you're following Captain Coconut. And Eric, 125, not as fast as Jasmine, and 5.1 not so. So that's all cool. And Dan, 121. So they're both on. Dan's gone a little bit slower, doing the same boat speed, but he's faster. Okay, so 5.5 compared to Eric, 5.1. So over the last 24 hours, though, that's where the big difference is. So Pizzuto Kerry's dipping deep down here. I don't know why, but he's on a roll. He's altered course again to go further south. He probably figures he's got to do something different. No, he's just following directly behind Renaud. So that might be part of the tactics. It's a bit hard to say. Could be just to do with sea state, the way he's sailing. We haven't heard any. We don't get a lot of news from Kerry. I'm assuming everything's working on board. He's using a South Atlantic wind vane that he modified substantially. I think his electric pilot's already failed. Anyway, he's still kicking along. So I didn't do Peeler. I should do Peeler first. 5.8 and 135 mile day. So Kerry, 5.8 and 110 mile day. So Peeler's taken out 20 miles. So hanging in there. And Dan, 139. So 139 mile day on 6.2 knots. Kerry's 5.8 and 110. So losing a bit of ground there, Kerry. Hurry up. And Renaud, Jane put the big cooking lessons up there for Renaud today. 136 miles. So 136 versus 139. Woohoo! Woohoo! Another 3 miles. Keep at it, Dan. Dan's catching up little bit by little bit, but at that rate, he's not quick enough. So kind of cool. So Renaud 5.7, 136 mile day. All's well on board. We had sent a couple of messages just on the finishing for Mark Hazes, talking about that, which I'll talk about when we go into the question sessions and so on. So the fleet is now separating quite a lot. I think the distance here, let's have another look just for old time's sake. Forgetting the two boys in the back. John's still racing. Popeye's sort of in the John Guswell class. And we've got a split now of 850 miles. So, we've got the lead group here. Dan Turk desperately trying to make the grade and get up there. You're not quite there yet, Dan, but keep at it. And Eric is doing better than the rest. So that's pretty good. He's a pretty hot sailor, is Eric. And if it's no point in saying he's not settled into the boat yet and doesn't know anything about the boat. By now he knows everything about the boat, and so it's up to him now to prove the point. And he's sort of holding his own, but he needs to catch up a little bit. But he's in touch. We'll talk about Eric. Let's just see how far Eric is behind the leader. 380 miles, and that would translate to about, let's say worst case scenario, 4 days. And I think he was 3 days or so from the other one. So he's 4, 5, 6, 7. He's probably a week or more behind the leader overall in the game at the moment. It's a long way around the world. Things can happen. He's still in the hunt. I mean, they all are really at this stage. So that's kind of cool. Let's look at the weather going forward for the next 2 days. It's probably the same as what we saw yesterday, but you never know. Let's just see how it goes. So here we come. It's getting a bit patchy up the front then, all the way through. The guys at the back end are getting the weather. So This is already on the 20th, so day 2 it starts to fill in again, but they might slow down a little bit. But that's not bad. That's 21. So it's 2.5 days ahead. Plenty of breeze going through. And Kerry will very soon, he's going to be the first one down on the latitude, then he's going to have to go for it dead square. And as you probably know, in this game, if you went down south and then up that way, you're losing ground. So even on an angle like this, you're better off if you look at Renaud, he's pointing straight at the mark. Excuse me. Anyway, there's nothing in it. We'll get some news from Kerry eventually. Excuse me. Okay, let's have a quick look at the currents. Still running along the lines. Excuse me. Usually have a glass or something here, but I'm not here, and Jane's not here, so I have to suffer. Kerry's got less current down there than the others up here, although there's a hole there. Generally, the current's all favourable still. This is all the traditional currents coming through. No real big surprises there. That's not on the current day. But there it is. They're both slowed up at the front, but Kerry's getting less. Peeler, for instance, will be picking up on that. Same too with Dan. That could be. It's only 3 or 4 miles in front. In distance, for the last 24 hours, in the distance there could be a little bit of current helping him. So anyway, interesting to see. Clouds. Let's see. There's a few clouds around, but there's some big holes as well, so that's all good. They all seem to be getting power back in the batteries, having a bit of fun. I didn't look at Sea State just to see what the waves are doing. Yeah, it's calmed down a lot. So they're calm back here. This is pretty reasonable. There's a big patch of something there. You can see it. It moves like an optical illusion. If you're on a computer screen rather than your phone, and you stick your head in there, it can twist your eyes a bit. But let's see, because Renaud's chasing the waves, but it should all be moving away. As he's going forward, it's moving away and getting calmer. So it's not bad. It's all bailing out a bit there on the 20th. So there's 2 days ahead. Kerry's going to get a bit more down south, a bit more wave action. It's probably all coming up from the bottom here. Okay, that's enough on that lot. Nothing else I should worry about showing you. I'll come back here and try and not cough and splutter too much. What was I going to tell you about? I don't know. We're getting ready for the big managers test tomorrow night at 10 o'clock my time. All the managers are on standby for a test. We'll see how that goes. There was something else I was going to talk about. Jeepers, I've forgotten already. Anyway, that's cool. Got a few people here. So Dean, Gary, g'day. Warren, John, g'day, John. That's it. I'm not saying a lot of people there. Go Jasmine, John and Mike staying in the breeze. Good move. Yeah, exactly. You don't go anywhere in a yacht if you've got no wind. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you're having a good weekend. I should still be up each day. We'll just see how it goes. So I've got nothing else to do except do the washing and do the dishes. Well, in fact, there's something gone wrong with the sink. It's really back here now that Jane's gone. It's just broken. It's not working. I used to just put the dishes in the sink, and now I put them in and nothing changes, so I have to wash them all the time. Before I used to put them in, they all be perfect. Anyway, see you later. Have a good weekend.
Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.